the Supreme Court. So maybe you need to let us know the distinction between the one at the Federal High Court and the one now at the Supreme Court before, so that we can understand better.
Okay, on October 13th, 2022, Court of Appeal allowed appeal. We filed against he that returned 7-count charge against him, and consequently struck out the main 7-count charge and then discharged him of those counts and further forbade him from being tried in any court in Nigeria on same offenses or any other charge, and also from being detained, and directed he should be released unconditionally. So the federal government appealed against the judgment of the Court of Appeal to Supreme Court. But strange as it appears, they filed an application for stay of execution of the judgment of the court. So as strange as it is and unprecedented, the Court of Appeal on October 28th, before a different panel, granted another stay in the execution of the judgment of the Court of Appeal, same court, which we found very strange and bizarre because it hasn't happened. And it's very important to emphasize and stress that this should be the first case we've witnessed where a citizen will be discharged and acquitted by a court, or probably discharged in the circumstance in which our client was discharged, and also which is more even than acquittal. So an order will be granted to stay the execution of that judgment of the Court of Appeal of the court. It hasn't happened before. It's an unprecedented order, and it is more so when the laws relied upon by the federal government in obtaining that order, or probably securing the order, where all laws and the judgment of the court are bordered on civil issues. So that made it unprecedented, and on account of which the defense counsel, led by Professor Michael Zekome, filed an appeal against that order. So we have to appeal before the Supreme Court today. So, however, we've been on hide and seek on this issue because the federal government, when the federal government filed an appeal against the judgment of the Court of Appeal, they abandoned the appeal. So, and we'll cross appeal and also file an appeal against the state. We at some point to file a motion to dismiss the appeal. That was when they filed the appellate brief and hide it from us. That was not served on us until after some months, when we went on search and discovered they filed and hide it from us. So this is a story for another day. However, we were in Federal High Court on Tuesday for an application for order of mandamus to compel the deterring authority, which is the DSS in this instance, to allow Mazi Nnamdi KANU access to his medical doctors. Because of course he are away since we were brought into the country on 27th of June 2021, he has been sick because he was subjected to severe torture, beating, and all forms of inhuman and degrading treatment, which was meted to him by the combined team of Nigerian security agents and Kenyan security agents that participated in that horrendous and oppression. Also, before he was extraordinary relation to Nigeria. So he has been sick. At some point, his potassium content depleted. Now he had what they call tinnitus ear infection on account of what the injury they inflicted on him. So, and his Lordship Honorable Justice Binta Nyako on October 21st, 2021 made an order allowing 3 persons to visit him, including his personal doctors. So, and that order has not been complied with because last year when his doctors made an attempt to see him, personal doctors, Dr. Sifano Korochukwu, to see him, he was denied access by SSS in 3 occasions. So, on account of which we now approach the court to obtain court order to ensure that they allow him to mandate them to allow him access to his doctors. So that application was had on 20th of June 2023. So I joined now to July 24 for judgment. So, and of course they are suggesting he should undergo a procedure. So which they don't have the capacity, and also they're ill-equipped to entertain such serious medical issue. So what we're asking the court, what we're asking that he should be released, and it's very important to emphasize that a court has discharged him. A court of penultimate court on the land has discharged him, and the others, far-reaching orders made by the court, which is more effective, more pronounced than even acquittal, said that he cannot be detained again. He cannot be tried by any court in the country. He cannot be tried on any offenses except that he should be released unconditionally, allowed to go back to where he was brought from. Now, as it stands today, there's no charge pending against him in any court. So his detention, he continued detention in the custody of SSS today, is illegal, unconstitutional. Because there's no order, of course, sanctioning that detention. The order obtained from Court of Appeal was ordered to stay the decision of judgment. That is order declaration court made. So there's no order today sanctioning his further detention in the custody of SSS today. So, and that order has not been set aside as it stands today. So let the world know that Nnamdi Kanu, there's no charge, first of all, hanging on his neck today. Because all the 15 count charge preferred against him by the federal government, it was struck out by his lordship, one of Justice Nyako. Then the remaining 7 was struck out by the Court of Appeal on October 13th, 2022. Till date, that order has not been set aside by any court, by the Supreme Court. So there's no order today sanctioning or approving his further detention in the course of the SSS. That's what, so it's being detained today in solitary confinement of the SSS against his right, in clear violation of his right and order of the court, order of Court of Appeal. Thank you.
All right, like you said, some other time, I just had to appreciate you for coming, at least to also keep your promise. I appreciate you for coming.
Because we need to discuss a number of things and also let the world understand what actually is playing out in details. Probably by next week, we'll make a time next week and I'll be here. I can assure you that.
Thank you very much for coming. I really appreciate you. For despite how far you've gone going to the airport, you had to make a turnaround to come around to honor us. I appreciate that sincerely. Thank you very much. That was counsel to Nnamdi Kanu Ifeanyi Ejiofor, who has joined us briefly to bring us up to speed with development with his case. So hopefully next week, God willing, we should be able to have him back in the studio and dig more into this matter. Thanks everyone who has joined us, who have sent in messages. In case we didn't hear a message, I sincerely apologize. Victor Irwele, thanking you for being part of the show Monday through Friday. I love you all, leaving you in the hands of the marvelous one and Moon for the continuation of the morning drive. I'm Victor Irwele. God bless you. Thank you very much.